So you got started using HomeKit to track energy monitoring and electricity usage. This was before the Home Assistant Energy Dashboard. Home Assistant has a whole bunch of things now. Have you evolved your electricity monitoring with Home Assistant's electricity management? Are you now like doing everything through Home Assistant, or are you not managing electricity as much anymore?
Yeah, so I don't remember what it was like in 2019. But now I have a little $50 thing I bought from my power company that uses some proprietary wireless something to talk to my power meter. Um, and then because all it does is just publish MQTT packets, Home Assistant can just listen for those and picks them up and brings them in as energy. And yeah, with the energy dashboard now, like it's just a no-brainer. I just can see in real time exactly how much power I'm using very easily and see trends and stuff over time. It's all very straightforward. I don't even like the when I first got the little box from the power company, like they have an app and the app is not very good. But I was still using it quite a bit because that was the way I could access that information. And I don't even think I have the app on my phone anymore. It Home Assistant has just completely replaced that. It's very, very useful for like it's right down to the second, basically, like maybe even smaller than a second. I haven't dove that deep, but I can tell like, when my boyfriend's turned the kettle on to make his coffee, I can see the spike right away
Yeah,
for that and that
that's
kind of
perfect.
thing.
That's
So
actually it's cool that your power company is doing that. I mean, again, obviously we're in different provinces in Canada, but mine is nowhere near there. I mean, I feel like I should give them a call and be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?"
the pushback that BC got when we went to smart meters was significant. And so like that was a whole thing. And I don't think they certainly don't know what I'm doing, right? Like I don't think they'd have a problem with it, but like they're not advanced enough to like understand what they've produced. They've just paid some third party company to make a little box that someone can plug into the wall. And if it doesn't work, like they have no ability to help you troubleshoot it at all. So
I mean, mine still when I log into their portal it looks like it was written in like 1992, right? And it's like it's still like primitive is an understatement, I think. So that's yeah, it's I feel like BC Hydro might be a little beyond there, or whoever
yeah,
your for
little bit, little bit.
yeah.
The other thing that, and I don't know, like it feels like it just came out on Home Assistant, but is the ability to like um assign, like you can see what you have assigned as usage. So like if I have a few devices that have energy monitoring, but not very many. But one of the things that I have intended to do and still haven't yet done, again, it feels like this feature just came out last week, but I'm thinking about it and it's definitely been a couple years, is to like basically like shut down the whole house and get a sense of like because I can use the real-time energy monitoring to get a sense of like how much power draw is, the
Mm,
PlayStation on idle and things like that to just
Right.
get a sense of sort of our base power load and how that breaks out.
yeah. What's your resting power usage? What's all that phantom energy that's being sucked out,
Exactly.
right?
And where's it going, right? Like where I
Yeah.
can see
Yeah.
what it is, but what's it going to? I don't know. How much of that's the freezer, how much of that, like the air conditioner is very easy to
Yeah.
identify, right? Because
Yeah.
it's so dramatic, but for all those little things, it's not as obvious. And so I think the UI in Home Assistant just makes it really easy to like basically to the only reason I haven't done it is because I do live with a couple of other people, and to do that, like I really do need to shut the whole house off, which can be an inconvenience to
Yeah.
some.
Yeah. Can only
That's
imagine.
funny. Yeah, it's I feel like, trying to go through that cycle is that's an interesting uh way to do it too, right? And it's like, okay, let's just see. Okay, this is my base. Now I turn on my, I don't know, my fridge, right? And then
Mhm.
my washing machine and whatever. And it's like try to see what that is. Do you right now, do you break out per breaker? Like do you have one of those like monitors on your breaker panel that
No, all I
checks by
have
wire? Okay.
is the thing that talks to the meter, so it's the like full
It's just
load.
a whole
It
meter.
doesn't break it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And then, like I
Okay.
say, I have a couple of plugs that are I think V-Sync ones that have like energy monitoring, but
Right.
they're not the primary one. Like they're just sort of extras for Christmas lights or whatever we decide to put on them. So
Yeah, that's like I think I've got the same thing where like I can see the whole house and then individual devices. But then I want to do like when the aircon's on, I can just see like from the unaccounted energy, like the big spike, right? Like it's a big grey thing. Like, all right, I know that's the air. So I'd love to get go into the breaker and I think Shelley do some monitoring clamps that you can put on at the circuit level. And then you can go, okay, this is the aircon circuit, this is the kitchen circuit, and then from the kitchen you can break it down. Okay, the kitchen's using this amount of energy, but it's actually 50% was to the fridge or whatever. So yeah, I think that's my 2026 mission.
That also assumes that, like, again, my house is wired so randomly. Like,
yeah, I'm in the same
I
boat.
get right. Like,
My air
again, like
conditioner
I would
is on its own breaker, to be fair, as is my
same. Yeah.
stove, right? Like, but yeah, everything like I went through when we were doing some work on the basement, um, and we I did go through at one point and mapped out which outlets and lights are on which breakers, and traced it all down and put little stickers on all my outlets with the numbers of the breakers on them. And then I reworked the breakers, and so some of that data is not valid anymore. Um, but yeah, it's not as simple as like this is the breaker for these two walls on the living room. It's like this breaker goes to two outlets that are like on the same wall in different rooms, and then like, one all the way across the
Something
house just
random.
for fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
who even
Yeah.
knows?
Like mine, my when I went to go change my smoke alarm, it's like I have obviously a smoke alarm upstairs, downstairs, whatever. So fine, I understand that that's on a circuit, on the same circuit, and so on. Fine. Some of my lights in my basement are out. Some of my lights in my bedroom are out, and I'm like, okay, there's this is way too random. And then it's like it's yeah, I hate it. So it's hard to predict even with that, right? I can say per breaker, but what does a breaker really represent outside of, to your point, EV charger or washing machine or like stuff with a dedicated circuit, AC, those kind of things, right?
Hmm. Well, and the
I mean,
dream will be to have, right, like to be able to bring, like, I'm sure that I have the granularity of data in Home Assistant for things like, like with enough days of trends, this light, every time this light comes on, the power usage goes up this amount, and every time it goes off, it goes down this amount. Like, looking at that data retroactively to like figure out how much energy that particular light is using, certainly
Yeah,
like from a data science perspective is possible, right? And so that's kind of the dream, is that you then don't need to have kind of clamps anywhere if you can tell
true.
the system when stuff's on and off, right? So one day.
I think there's an energy monitor that actually does that. Like, well, they're supposed to use AI. Everything uses AI now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
of
the
course.
whole idea is that they will learn over time, and they can determine based on your usage. Is the washing machine on, or is the dishwasher on, or have you got the oven on? And then have that in the report.
Doable now. Like, again, if you have the smart devices, right? Like, it's doable. It's just a matter of putting it all together.
Yeah, I think the sense does that, if I'm not mistaken, where it's like, hey, we'll assume that this type of power, I don't know, signature is whatever type of device, right? And it's like, again, it's just I don't know. I feel like it's a lot harder to get something good in whole home energy.
And Rohan, to your point, you can, if you were to put energy monitors on each breaker and then have them into Home Assistant, you could define the parent energy source. So you could actually do like this is breaker one,
Yes.
and then that would fan off into this is the kitchen light, living room light on the one circuit, and be able to see
Yeah.
per breaker where everything's going.
Yeah. Assuming I know where everything goes. Like
Yes,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
right.
there's
That's
a
that's also true.
there's a bunch of labels on my thing on my breaker box,
None
and
of them are
it doesn't
correct.
even line up with the breakers because obviously breakers have been replaced and stuff like that. And you go to like the smaller ones where you can have two per breaker and whatever, right? And it's like, yeah, it's all out of whack. But